Hi guys, I'm Utkarsh, the founder of idea.com. We are a cold email to lead gen agency, and we basically help other B2B lead gen agencies with Clay tables and other B2B companies with outbound GTMs and Clay. So I'm creating this video to show you how to actually use Clay at its 100%, because I see a lot of people using Clay on LinkedIn for personalizations, basic email writing, building lists. That's good, but Clay was actually meant to automate your top of the funnel prospecting process for your SDR, BDR team, or for yourself if you are a small business, and that's what we are going to do here. So basically, what you need to do in Clay is, first of all, load all of your lead sheet. Basically, people export list from Apollo or any other source. And if you have a lead list like this, so basically this has 7,600 people to reach out to with emails and all. So for foremost thing that you need to do is you need to create another company table, and then write all of the content of company, like company name, website, LinkedIn, whatever you have about the company on the new table. And you can do this via enrichment, which is like write to other table. Then you come here and select which table you want to write to, and then you enter the values you want to write from this column to another column like this, right? So basically all of my companies are going from here to here. Now, as there are 7,600 records, then this table will also have 7,600 records. That means that we are going to be having duplicates, and to remove duplicates, you just click on right here and then click on dedupe. You can do this manually, or let's say you want to do auto run. Then what you can do is you can just click here, and then let's disable it, and then here just select the company, the column which you want to dedupe, and then enable auto dedupe, right? And then it will dedupe all of the things, right? In this sheet, I only had company name and the email of the person, right? So basically I needed to find out website, LinkedIn, and whatnot. So what I did was I wrote all of the emails from this column, like this, the emails, into this column, and then I created a formula which took out the domains from these emails, but it left those emails which were personal, like at Gmail, at Outlook, at Yahoo, at MSN.com, like this. So see, these are at gmail.com. It didn't write it down here. What you can do is you can just use a formula in Clay, add column, and then write it like this. If there are no Gmail, Outlook, MSN, whatnot in email, then write everything after that. Then I am using Clay agent to find websites of all of these companies. So see, I had 7,600 people and only 3,000 companies. So my credits were saved. Like if I did all of the enrichment down here in this table, my credits would have been off the chart, right? And if you are confused like which intents or which trigger I need to check for my services or for my client services, basically sit down, relax, take a coffee, and open a Google sheet, and then write down two things. One thing is how the services that you're gonna pitch improves XYZ or solves a problem, let's say, and how it actually helps the end consumer, right? So let's say I do unlimited Clay workflows for lead gen companies and other B2B companies, so I can help them automate their top of the funnel process. So basically, let's say if they are a big company or they are lead gen companies, they spend most of their time spending on Clay tables, right? They are not able to, like in their service delivery part, creating outbounds is one thing, and then they have to create a separate Clay table, and it takes time for them. So I come into the play and I tell them, hey, I can do the Clay table part for you. You just need to create the GTMs and I do the tables. So in this case, they just have to create it and we have to execute it, right? So that's one thing. And if let's say I'm helping a SaaS company for demos, right? So basically the end outcome is not getting demos. The end outcome is getting end customer and revenue, or scaling the company to a certain revenue, so that they can invest back in themselves without going for funding process, without going for series A, B, D, C. So my end outcome with demos can be, hey, how about I get you to point A to point B, so that you don't have to go for any funding rounds, or so that whatever revenue you generate from our activities, you can invest that back into your company and then scale it, to 7 figures, 8 figures, like that. So people just pitch like, hey, I'm gonna give you 7 to 10 monthly sales calls. It doesn't work like that, right? Hey, I'll give you 7 to 10 monthly sales calls, and so that you can only focus on delivering the clients, getting revenue, and reinvesting back to your company to scaling to 7 figures, right? So write all of this down in your services, whatever problem you guys solve and in what manner you guys solve. This is the first thing. And second thing, which is the most important part, the right time to reach out to the client or reach out to the lead to pitch out these problem solving solutions. So let's say you are a staffing company and you provide let's say offshore software engineers to tech startups or IT companies, let's say, right? So a tech startup, the reason why they'll go for offshore is just because of pricing, one thing. Second thing is they don't need to do the paperwork or do the follow all of the laws and stuff like that, and they won't have the headache to do that. So you can just simply go to a startup which is freshly known in the market or which is freshly funded and tell them, hey, congrats on the funding. As you're funding, we can help you scale by not wasting your time in hiring and finding talents and then doing the paperwork and paying them high retainers. You can remove all of that and then pay let's say very low fees and still have the work done, something like that, right? So I hope you're getting me, but that's how you find out intents and triggers to reach out to your prospects, right? So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm finding out if these companies have any past history of mergers and acquisitions. So merger and acquisition basically means a company being bought or being acquired by another company or an investor, right? So if you say this, like this company was acquired by Credit Union, this, they did not specify, well, not specified, but it was acquired at the end, right? And then I'm just creating a congratulations lines saying, hey, congrats on being acquired, whatnot. And if let's say I found this M&A, then I'm not going to find the other funding round. But if let's say I am not able to find any M&A details about the company, then I'm going to simply go and check for funding if they have received any funding in the past year in 2024. And wait. See, so this company, like, they received $54.9 million in revenue. So see, there is this from seed round, additional 3.4 from this, totaling 7 additional pixels on days 15 February. So funding is one thing, right? Second thing, I'm checking if they have AWS on their website. So basically they are on cloud. That's the simple it. And if they are on cloud, what is the tool stack? And here people use usually Built-With to do that, and I found a cheaper method, which is something I found out. So basically, Built-With has this common link for each and every company. So if you want to go to Built-With and if you want to find anything about a company, then you can just write a domain here and then it gives you this link, right? And if you see, the domain which I'm going to find is here. So basically I can replicate this link for all of the companies. So I can go and add it like clay.com. See, it will still give me, sorry, I'm from a different region. So basically that link is for US people. So if you are from US, you can try this link and then it'll it'll do the work for you. For me, this is the link. So with region it depends, but you get the point, right? So see, if I go down any company, so if I can go to here, I can go to here, still it'll give me this. That's one thing, right? So I can replicate this from the domains I just found out from these, and then I can just write this here. If the domain is not empty, then write this link, and here I'm putting the domain, and then it's giving the link for all the companies, right? Also, one more thing which I'm doing here is I am finding out if the domain I have from the emails and the domain that I'm founding is matching or not. So if it's not matching, see, it's Pixis Tech and this is pixischronology.com. So this is false, right? Then I can do another enrichment. Then I can double check if the domains which I have is correct or not. And that's something different, but you get the point. And then I'm using this Built-With link to tell Clay agent, hey, if this link has anywhere mentioned, see, go to site Built-With analysis, and if they have anything mentioned about Amazon Web Services or AWS, write it down the whole text. And if nothing found, then type NA. So see, AWS CloudFront. So see, this company using these many AWS features. So basically I got to know like, hey, they are on cloud, right? That's one thing. And then I'm checking if they have a active opening job. So basically, if M&A is not available, then we go for funding. If funding is not available, then we go for AWS presence. And if AWS presence is not available, then we go for any job roles. So if you see, I have any job postings. Wait. I had jobs. Wait. So it basically finds job. I'm not able to find that cell. It's somewhere down where the job was available for a company, but still. And then I'm finding job, right? And imagine if I did all of this in this table, it would have costed double the amount, because there are like two times the records here, right? So I saved my credits. I did the whole prospecting part, and then what I did was I added a lookup in multiple rows, which is also available in Clay agent in Clay. And basically what it does is it allows you to find a record available and import the whole row, right? So what you do is you check so I am checking this company table which I just enriched, and I'm checking company name, and I'm finding out if the company name is equal to my company name. So basically I am writing all of these company names here, and if this is available here, then import the whole row, right? So if you see, if I click on record, boom. So if you can see here, like M&A, build with, normalize, find active jobs, whatnot. So it found all of the things, right? Then what I'm doing is I am also finding intent on contact level. So basically, when we talk about intent, the intents are of two types. One is intents basically are of two types, right? One is contact level, right? Second is company/account level. So contact level is something intent about the person that we're going to reach out to. It can be, let's say they are let's say they are hired, right? Or they are promoted, right? Or they went to an event, right? Or they appeared they appeared on somewhere, like you can find out all of this. Or if they are pursuing any certificate, or if they are going through any educational curriculum, whatever, right? And then this is company level. Company level is basically like funding, tech stack, hiring, whatnot, right? So to have company level, so basically see, I'm finding out the joining date of all of these people through, again, Clay agent. You can just tell them, hey, find the joining date of the person which is available down in the company name, and then I'm finding out if they joined recently. And by recently, I basically mean is if they joined in 120 days time range, and if they did, then yes. And then if they did, then I'm finding out if they were hired or promoted. Basically, if I go to LinkedIn, and if I have to check if I was promoted or hired, what you can do is you can basically go to any profile, right? And then you can find out if they have another role down here, right? If they don't have another role down here, then basically means they were promoted or they were hired. Also, one more thing, this table, they didn't have any LinkedIn profiles, right? So again, I did that waterfall LinkedIn of finding LinkedIn once, and then another time, and then whenever I found LinkedIn from one of these, I'm writing it down here. So it's basically something I do. See, so if you see here, he was first AVP, then he was assistant chief information, then he became a CIO. So he was promoted, he was not hired, right? So that is what I'm checking. If they have another titles below this, then type yes or else no, right? And if you see it, so this guy, he was CFO from the beginning, so he was hired. It's as simple as that. So I can tweak my on the line saying, hey, congrats on getting promoted, or congrats on getting hired, whatever you guys feel like. And then There's that. Then again, see all of the M&A details, funding details, AWS details. One more thing. So for contact levels, as I told you, like it can be any certification curriculum. So certifications, right? So I'm finding out if they have any certifications here, and if they do, again using Clay agent. And one more thing which can be if they are writing blogs on certain topics. So now we have AWS certification if they have any certification in AWS, and if they have written any blogs on AWS, like this a blog written by this blog can be on Medium and can be on anywhere, right? And then again I'm loading that AWS if they have anywhere mentioned AWS in their website, and then job openings. And here you will be able to find those job openings which I was talking about. See, so again the job opening. So the job opening which we're doing here is loaded here. I think the data is too much, so that's why Clay is having some bugs, but you get the point, right? So again, your whole process should be, if you have a lead list, then you split that into another table which is company table, right? And then you do all of the company level prospecting, right? And then you load it down, then you load it down back to your lead list, and then you do your contact level prospecting, right? And once you have done that, then you use, then you can write out copies, whatever not. And if you want to find out which intents do I need to look for my services, intents. So basically there are two things. One is problem you solve, how you solve it, best time to reach out to these prospects, right? And then backtrack it. So let's say I have to pitch for some framework. Let's say I have to pitch someone for Python, let's say, right? I developed a coding language which is Python, and I want to pitch these companies which use codes to go for, hey, use Python for this reason. So basically, if nobody knows Python is a coding language which is very, very easy and sophisticated as compared to older languages like QBasic, C++, C#, right? And the only thing good with Python is very flexible and it's free, right? So I can go to companies and say, hey, your set of codes are like 1,000 lines plus, and if you need to troubleshoot, or if you need to check for bugs, and if you need to check for errors, it takes a whole lot of time for your team to do that. So I can help you in doing all of this exactly by switching to Python and writing the same code in, let's say, 100 lines. And you don't need to write or learn Python again. You just need to your code. You just need to share with the code, and I'll convert it to Python for you, and then you can just upload that, right? So that's my game plan. So if, let's say, I had to pitch Python, right? So one thing is this number of lines of codes are more flexible, easy to troubleshoot, right? This is the main thing. Again, so the problem I solve is troubleshooting, coding, building, time reduced, right? One is this. Second can be more flexible, meaning more features. I can import that, and let's just keep it that, right? So now I need to pitch Python to these companies which are facing this problem. So basically I know myself, hey, which companies do actually use codes, right? So most probably software companies or software development companies or any IT company, right? Basically they do that. So I know for a fact that, hey, if this is a problem I solve, I know I can reach out to IT, software, custom software companies, right? Simply as that. Or also I can reach out to, offshore or software companies, right? And then I just need to tell them, I just need to check, hey, if they have any software app engineers or backend or full stack engineers, right? And then I need to find out which coding language do they use. So it's usually mentioned on there. So to find out coding language, you can do that on LinkedIn most probably, right? Or you can check if they have any extension available on their website for coding, if like for C# and stuff like that. But you can find out which coding language they are using, and then you can again find out if they recently had any, let's say that bugs, downtime, errors, bad reviews for a company, right? So let's say there is this company named Google who recently had a 2-hour downtime due to a bug, right? And the 2 hours was taken by the team to solve the issue, right? Let's just say that. Right, and then I can use Clay to find out, okay, if which language do they use. So let's say they use C#, right? And if how many, so let's say they have 1400 engineers for software app whatnot, let's just say, right? So I can tell them, hey Google, I saw you recently had a 2-hour downtime because of this bug, and it most probably might be the reason that your team took 2 hours to figure out and solve that issue. Now 1400 people altogether took 2 hours. What if we could reduce that to 5 minutes? And then you put your mechanism saying, hey, this is how we do it. Basically my language Python is 10 times smaller than C#. It doesn't require that complex code. So if you guys don't know about Python is no complex language. So if you guys don't know about language, basically C# has this ton of lines which you need to write just to start the code. In Python you don't need that. So that's one thing, right? And then I can reach out to saying, hey Google, I saw you have a downtime due to this bug, and it most probably might be the case that your team took 2 hours to solve that issue, because you guys use C#. So if I gave you the code in 10 times, with the lines 10 times reduced and without any extra lines, just pure execution, stuff like that, so that you can, your team instantly knows what is wrong and then update it without having your customers go through that downtime or having bad issues, bad reviews, whatnot. The reason why I'm saying this is because I read some reviews and they were bad. And then you can reach out to them, and I'm damn sure you'll receive a reply, because that's how it works, right? So again, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn, and this is my website. And this is my website, idea.com, and I have a newsletter. You can join that too. I have a DIY steps for you. I have content on YouTube. You can follow that, and do the best prospecting on Clay. Cheers.